Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and welcome back to Oxygen, not included to Crunchy Citadel, our Season 2 of our Let's Play here. And listen, we got Combustista, we got Cultivista, we got some good comments down below, making me think real hard about how to do some cooling with the new base here. You can see, you know, for instance, water is currently in here sitting at an ideal temperature, but if we go to Cultivista, you can see that we could steal water from over here. It's at 16 degrees, I think, maybe. Where does it go? It goes all the way over here. So that is a little bit of an issue, is that the water does kind of change temperature in our current base here. Because I was thinking, if you looked at the comments from our last video, you'll see that we were kind of talking a little bit about cooling this base a bit using some of that water. So bringing that water in at 15 or 16 degrees would help cool this area. I mean, right now we're okay, but we do need to block this off, and we do need to lock, I think, this. So those are two main goals today, is kind of to block those off, to make sure we don't have heat transfer as well. You know, I was looking too, just before I started this episode, and I was looking at this here. So remember, we found this carbon dioxide geyser here, and oh, it emits liquid carbon dioxide. Ooh. Oh, that's worse. I thought it was liquid carbon dioxide at... Wait a minute. I think liquid carbon dioxide... Okay. So it would be boiling with liquid carbon dioxide, but it's cold. Huh. Cultivista radiation. Very good. Okay. So even now, I'm reading it and I'm learning more, but I was thinking if it was spewing out carbon dioxide that wasn't cold, so if it was spewing out carbon dioxide at a regular, you know, gas temperature instead of a liquid, we could have loaded the room up with slicksters. So maybe it wouldn't have been an ideal scenario, but the slicksters would then transfer that carbon dioxide into oil, because that's what they do best. Now, what I will do, let's lock these things up. Let's get that started. We'll get them to do this too. I kind of don't want them to leak this water in. Oh, I suppose it actually doesn't matter. Never mind. We can make that happen. Okay, never mind. I'll let them do it. There you go. So we'll let them do this. I will actually put this at a priority 7. So it's one of the things that they kind of do work towards. They're not quite there yet, but we'll get it started there. With that, we're going to need to set up some ventilation. We currently have really none. So what we'll do is we're going to run it. We'll set it up to run out here, up here, and over. I know this isn't great right now, but there you go. Okay, cool. So that's set up now. They'll build that kind of out as they go along here. But what I do need is for them to dig down here. So I need them to go down here and dig this whole space out so that we can lock this up. It's kind of a priority to make sure none of that temperature exchange happens. We also want to get down here too today and maybe set up some oil reservoirs and figure out what exactly we want to do. The thing is, it would eliminate the water. So you throw water in and it deletes it, basically. And, you know, while that has benefits, it is still not super great. But this area does have too much water. It's got a surplus of water from this stuff. This whole system is still melting. I was thinking about this earlier too, between episodes, was ripping these open and having everything kind of drip down into here instead. You can see this is actually almost full, so not great from that perspective. Let's get that dug out. Let's dig out a few tiles here. One thing about this area is I have tried to make sure it at least stays at a low level here. You know, not so low that I'm out of liquid, but also not so high that it overflows. We don't want it overflowing. That would not be ideal. But that cold is actually leaking down into here, which I did forget about. I didn't realize, you know, I don't think I remembered that this was locked out like that, or not locked in, I suppose. So it's been kind of seeping into here, and you can see this whole area is pretty cold just because of these geysers. So that's pretty cool. Now, talking about Cultivista here, while those at Combustista do their work, Cultivista, we've got some stuff going on here. You know, the pips seem to be doing okay. I would like to collect some more arbor trees, but I don't really think I've got any more seeds out and about. If I'm looking around, I'm not really seeing anything, which isn't great. I wish I had more. What I might do, though, is actually have them dig this way, too. Let's see here. Can I just... You know what? Let's have them dig down some more. Increase the depth of this tunnel here. And that way... Let's do that. That way we can have that water go down and I can run over this way and explore a little more, because there's nothing really down here aside from this thing that I don't know what it is, but I can make some pretty steady assumptions that it's probably a volcano. We also need more steel. So we're working on making lime. This is something I did in between, was I set that to infinitely make lime. I think what I'll stop doing is I'll stop making table salt. The only other thing that you can use to make lime are actually bones, fossils. And if memory serves me correct, they would be in this area. There you go. So they could be making lime, and we could send that lime out to the other folks if we wanted. Oh yes, this is not ideal either. Let's do granite for this, so they get a little bit of a decor bonus. So once they've kind of built this stuff out and have progressed a little bit more, we'll be back. Okay, so we're going to talk about something else here. So I've built out a new electrical grill, which means that this electrical grill can be destroyed. So I'm going to deconstruct this one. We'll put that at a 9 so they get it done. And that means that I can make this transit tube go a little bit farther along. I might actually deconstruct, say, right here, just so that they can drop themselves off here if they end up being over here. I don't know if it ends up being faster, but it is what it is. That's my plan. Now, the other thing is that we're producing more glass, we're producing steel, because we are trying to build power over here. Now, I was looking at some options here, and I think what we can safely do is use some, you know, regular old-fashioned solar power, because I was thinking, oh, you know, I could send in hydrogen into this base, and I actually went and set up kind of the piping here. So I just got them to do this, so if I wanted to, I could cut off the oxygen supply. So I could just snip it here, reattach this, attach this here, snip, and do a little snip there, and then boom, steal from this hydrogen source and throw it into the new base so that they could have a little bit of free power. I don't think I'm going to do that quite yet, but it is an option. Ooh, free glass. Yes, don't mind if I do. So that is on my mind. That is a plan, but the problem with it is it messes up the oxygen retrieval here. So, I mean, I could set up, I suppose, a system here to hold some oxygen, and then we could pull all the oxygen from that base over there, put it in here in a storage locker, a storage unit, I suppose, and then do the same with hydrogen. So that is an option. It is on my mind. It is something we can do. We're just not going to do it quite yet. Now, they're also using these still, which they should not be. So let's deconstruct both of those. So the plan here will be, so because I think I've sent over enough. Perfect. Oh, it's so small. I think they only land straight down. So if I do one here and one here, I don't think they even need space in between them. How much do they need? 500. Jeez. Okay, let me do this here. We'll see if that works. We've got bunker tiles as well, and those might need to be placed like right there. They are expensive. Steel is an expensive endeavor here, you know? It requires a lot of iron. It requires a lot of stuff, really. You know, the lime is one thing. The iron is another. And then you're also talking you need the refined carbon. Really, you're limited by iron is your biggest issue. Apparently, I'm not limited by iron. I've got quite an abundance of iron, seemingly. Maybe I'll leave that at 0. I might need to have 2 of those going, or like some automated system to refine metal. Might have to think about that soon. Either way, let's just let them continue to do their stuff. They're probably, yeah, they'll take a little bit of time to do this, and that's okay. But then we will, well, yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to let them do their thing for a few minutes, because there are only 2 of them, so everything does take more time. And what we'll do is we'll hop over to Combustia and Cultivista, sorry, and we're just going to check a few things out. Did they do what I wanted them to do down here? Kind of, sort of, not really. That's all right. We will do ladder underneath, and we'll start getting them to dig across. Now, this should be fine as long as they don't enter into any of the spore child areas, but those should be easy to be, you know, it should be simple to deal with if I, you know, take a little bit of water and drown them. That's my plan anyway. That's usually the easiest way to go about it. The other thing we've been talking about doing on this one as well is increasing, you know, the bedrooms. So, you know, I'm looking at it, and I think we could actually put in some new bedrooms. You know, I don't really want to get chlorine in the base, and I've done a really good job keeping it out of the base. But at some point, we're going to need to rip this whole thing open. And I think we might just have to, like, go at it really hard when we decide to do so. And let's just do a little bit of the math, right? So we don't have very much reed fiber, actually. But looking at this, we're talking 4 tall, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would need a floor here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We would need a floor here. And 1, 2, 3, floor. Need a floor there. Okay, so we're not going to do it quite yet, but there you go. There's how high we need to go. And just checking here, that would be a door. I suppose we could just do something like this. And this. And yeah, so I need to deconstruct a lot of stuff here, but let's get them to build a ladder all the way up here. Basically to there. Deconstruct this stuff here. It's not needed. Deconstruct this stuff. Oh, okay. Now, isn't that interesting? What is needed? You need a demolition skill. Okay, we can make it happen. Who? Okay, so we actually only have 1 person with construction there. It's you. Can you do demolition, Devon? If I get you there. Oh, you're perfect. Excellent job, my guy. You know, I actually didn't realize so many people had skills that I could put in. So let's put in improved carrying. We can do machinery, sure. Who's the one who does the cooking? Ah, you're the one who does the cooking. And you do decorating and you love it. So there you go. What do you want to do? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Nisbet currently has no skills. Let's do some tidying. We'll do some improved carrying. We'll do some digging. Let's do carrying again, because why not? It makes life a little easier. Is there anybody else who does not have improved carrying? You, Liam. There you go. This makes life a little bit easier. We'll do tidying as well. You could take some tidying too, just because. And then I think, let's just do that too. Rocket control station usage. Slows exosuit. Okay. Alright. What I think we're really seeing, though, is that Combustia kind of needs more people. I don't want to send anybody else over, so I might need to collect somebody new. They're doing alright food-wise, and honestly, like, can I add, say, dirt in here? Just because we need to know how much dirt they've got in order to feed people. They're actually totally fine. And there's some dirt around, so worst case scenario, they'll be okay. Look at them, they're so sick. And they need a they need a room to eat. So I was thinking, you know, it would have made sense to put it on this side. It would have made sense to actually have these backwards the other way so that they could eat over here. But what we might do is put a meal hall here to kind of separate both sides out. And it should be fine. Let's just make sure I'm not going to make it too big here. What's wrong with that room? Oh, it doesn't have back wall tiles. Okay. So if we're doing a great hall... Oh, spice grinder. So, there's the foods. Oh, I should make a... No mess tables. I should make a kitchen out in the other place. Anyway, great hall. So, mess table, no industrial machinery, 32 tiles, 120 max. Okay, so 120 max. How big are these? How big is this room? Room size 24 tile. Okay, so we can actually just stick with the same size. And that way it doesn't really mess with anything. And there you go. So this is kind of important for them to do. I'm not going to, like, push them to do it right away. Even though I really want to do that. Let's have them actually put that on a 9 too. Did they do anything over here? Oh, okay, so they actually made progress. They actually finished that up. It proves to what I was paying attention to. Let's... Oh gosh, as much as I want to put in all of the insulation here, I think what might need to be done more urgently is this stuff up here. So let's get them to do this because, you know, it is what it is. It is the more important task. They need somewhere to eat. They need somewhere to make merry and be happy. And on this side, I think we'll open it up to... I know we're going to be ripping up some of this salt water, but that's all right. If it goes down here, it's not a huge deal. We'll be able to sort it out. So let's do this. Get them to do that. And we'll put in some mess tables too. So that'll be good. I've been doing this, right, and I've been wondering, I'm like, okay, why aren't they disassembling these things? It's because Devon is not permitted to do so. That was my bad. That was my mistake. So we need... Okay, Devon, what did I give you as a skill? I gave you demolition. Okay, so there's our issue, is nobody is even close to doing that. Maybe we do it on Mima because it, you know, we do need it as a skill. Somebody needs to do it. Maybe, there you go. Now Mima can do it. Okay. But I'm sure Mima's being told to do other things. So this is where we're at, you know, like we're at the stage where things are a little bit more difficult because we're now running 2 colonies. And the one colony, this one here, is very much supporting the other colony. And we don't have enough people to support it in a really ideal way. And also, we've only got 7 folks here. There were actually 8 here originally because pay is over here now. And that subtracts 1 from over there. So... you know, they're doing their darndest, but their darndest isn't doing it enough, you know what I mean? So anyway, we're going to try and get things done. We might try and pull in a new dupe. You can see we're pretty close to seeing, you know, something come through here. And I think it may be wise to actually throw that dupe in the other colony first. It might be a better idea, and then worst case scenario, I just throw them over here after, you know, like... It isn't terrible, but then, you know, that way they, over there, have the opportunity to get some skill and grow a little bit, rather than send them over here and run the risk of, well, them dying very quickly. Even though these folks really do need some support, it might be best to have a new person over there and then send them over here. And just kind of trial run like that through the teleporter, and that way we're slowly... bringing somebody over. And I think we need 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got enough food for these two so far. But see, they're struggling too to kind of get things done here. We are actually, you know, I'm happy that they're getting that done. I'm happy they're getting this done. There is the issue now of this stuff leaking in. So let me just do this real quick. You know, we're trying. Is there someone we would like to see here? So cooking, cuisine. Cannot do research. It's not actually really much of an issue. Cannot do research. Okay, so increased decor. Cannot do decorating. Immune to food poisoning. Can't do research. Super productive. Destructive. I don't think... Okay, Nicola, you're going to come in on Cultivista, I think, my guy. I think that's what we need to do. You know, we're not going to give him any particular... Well, we're not going to give him anything particular to do. We'll just let him kind of run around and do stuff by himself for a minute. Ikara. Oh, that's interesting. Forested ore field. Artifact. Aluminum. Yes. Carbon dioxide. Igneous rock. Okay. Ruined rocket. Inspect. Investigating wreckage. Compiled files. New data entry unlocked. Artifact is available. Okay. You know, the one thing I am happy about is this is generally self-sufficient. They don't really need my attention. They're not dying all the time. I do get radiation blips sometimes, but this is okay. Okay, I think you guys have done enough. I think you've done enough, folks. Yikes. There's quite a bit of magma here with that. Jeez, that temperature is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I could just shoot that off into space. Can you imagine? I dig a whole tunnel down and it's a big vacuum, just one long chute, and I just vacuum all of the magma out into space. That would be very funny. That would be very funny indeed. And carbon dioxide. Let's look at gas for a sec. We're doing all right. I do want to clean that out, but you know, we'll figure it out. You know, one thing I do see in a lot of people's bases though is they just rip everything out. They gut the whole place. They have massive open spaces. It's just completely cleared out. I, on the other hand, have not been doing that. And maybe it's time for me to transition to that method. Also, I do think it's time for me to transition to getting more dupes all of the time. So, you know, building out these will be a little bit better. I do kind of think maybe we need more bathrooms. It's been a challenge to decide how I want to do that. You know, in Combustista here, I did set this up pretty well. But for the new colony, or for the old colony, sorry, it's set up not great. We got 8 people and only 4 showers, 4 lavatories, and it would be ideal to have, I think, more, but I don't know what to do with the polluted water, right? Because I've been using radiation to clear it out for the most part, clear out the germs, but could I just stock it if I put, like, you know, polluted water over here? Because look at the piping. The piping is so complex in this base because of how much water we're getting from over here, you know, running it across, running it around, cooling things. I just don't know what exactly to do with the polluted water if I was to, say, put in bathrooms here. Because I could put bathrooms in here to give everybody their own washroom, and then I don't really need to worry about schedules. It just takes up a lot of room. I don't know. That's what I'm having that's my current predicament, is that in particular. So figuring it out, trying to figure it out is not easy, we'll say. Oh, that's not ideal. Okay, I wasn't, shit. Shit. She'll be fine. That's not ideal, though. That is not at all what I was anticipating here. No, don't do that, you little rascal, you. Yes, I know that you're hungry, but we need to stop her from dying, so, you know, certain things take precedent. Alright, I wasn't exactly anticipating that happening, but at least I made this little thing here. I'll expand it a little bit. I think, you know what, let's expand it to here, actually. That way, we've got some more, oh, are you still, what are you, no, don't worry about that, you're fine. Okay, we're good. Crisis averted. So in my eyes, this is the moment of truth. You know, we don't really have any chlorine gas in the base for the most part. Like, there's some lingering about, but this is going to be the biggest expulsion, I suppose, of chlorine gas. So we're going to just do it, deal with it. I know it'll settle out soon, so we're just going to get it done. I'm going to make them, like, do it urgently. You know, I might actually tell them, you know, wee-woo mode. We might do a top priority mode, but for now, I think we'll just see if it goes okay. I just don't want it to linger too long, you know? This is the thing. If they need to go through this way, they can go through this way if it's bad enough, I suppose. We might have to do that in order to make them get in there, because I don't want the chlorine to be spewing for too long, you know what I mean? Like, it is not ideal to have it just kind of sitting there brewing. It isn't great. Okay, thankfully we got that done. Now I can deconstruct this door. That was a colony achievement as well. Okay. There were no facility ruins. I simply destroyed the place. Okay, so they are losing it a little bit. That's alright. Let's just mine this stuff. I do want these things on top priority though, because I want them dug out now. Okay, they are trapped now. That's not good. That's not good. Okay. Can somebody get them maybe? Or are they making it out themselves? Listen, I'll deconstruct the tile you're on if I need to. Holy shit. Okay, okay, they're good, they're good, they're good, they're good, they're good, they're good. They made it, they figured it out. Okay, so I can now just put everything on a 9 so I don't need to worry about them absolutely losing it. There we go. Okay. So it's messy. It's very messy, but we're getting it done. They seem to be able to climb up and down, so that's okay. I do want the bleach stones swept up, though. So all of the bleach stones, if they could just be removed, that would be the most ideal scenario, please. And, of course, they would do that to me. But there you go. I mean, you know, there's chlorine throughout the base now. Not a lot of it. It's going to kind of just slowly dissipate downwards, I think. I don't remember exactly which level it goes on. I think it goes below oxygen, but above carbon dioxide. So we might see it kind of linger down here a bit. It'll be fine. I'm not too worried about it. I didn't want it in the base, don't get me wrong. However, it's just one of those instances where it's going to sneak in at some point. Now, at some point as well, I do kind of want to even out the bottom here and have all of the carbon dioxide go into one place. I don't like how I've got like these different vats here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 6? Yeah, 6 different spots, 7 different spots where it collects. I don't like that. I would like it all to even out. I think starting with maybe these 2 would be good. It's just this ethanol that's in my way and causing me a few problems. As well, I've decided, hey, we're going to put in bathrooms for each individual dupe just because it's a better system. I like it a little bit better. You know, it's not great for some things. It'll be hard to get the water actually up there, and there will be quite a bit of bouncing around, but it is what it is. Now, you know, building bedrooms is just the most important thing for me right now, and we'll probably actually build some on this side too, maybe? Or maybe not. I don't know. But, you know, one thing we do have are meteor showers on Combustia, so we're going to hop over there in 1 second once I select some drywall here. Once I put some drywall down here, we're going to go check out those meteor showers because I'm curious as to what is going on. What is it? Oh, no. We missed it. We missed the whole thing. Was it ice again? Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, well, I'm glad I came here. Very, very bad. Very bad. Alright, you two. I see that they've made their mess halls. They assigned themselves tables. That's nice. Let's clean that up, first of all. That's one thing you can do. But we're going to put you on an emergency thing because I thought I would be safe for a little while. I didn't think it would be so problematic so fast. Let's give you the 3 bunker tiles here that you deserve. And we're going to put that on an absolute emergency because we need that locked up. Specifically, that one on the right needs to be locked up. You know, if you're new to the whole thing, this means that the vacuum of space is currently sucking out all of our oxygen. It's not too terrible. We caught it fast enough, but you know, that is not good. That is not good. So we just need it fixed up in order to prevent them from dying. I don't want that. So we'll put in a 3 bunker. Put in 3 bunker tiles here to defend. I think that should protect us going forward. And then what we will do as well is we do need them to be building some tiles here too, which is unfortunate. I don't want them to be, oh no, it's actually down here, which is unfortunate. I don't want them to be taking damage here. But it is what it is. Let's see as well. So that's where I would like that to be. Unreachable dig. Yeah, it is an unreachable dig. I'm not surprised. Let's just do this. Who's starving and why? Jean. Jean, there is plenty of food here on the colony. I think you're okay. You'll be eating soon enough. Set those up. All right. You're not starving. You're fine. We may need to move that over here though as well, actually, just because that's the best thing to do with that sort of scenario. No, yeah, right. It's not a room. We'll be good soon. We'll be good soon. So this is a room now. It is a mess hall. And a great hall requires a fancy decor item and a recreational building. Okay, so a recreational building would either be the espresso. Was this a recreational building? A party line? See, it still needs power though. The only thing that doesn't need power is the water cooler. And I don't know. Well, actually, I think I can just put it in. It doesn't necessarily need to run. So I'm not going to put the water cooler in. I'll put in a party line. Where is it? Stations? Furniture? We'll put in the party line. Eventually, we'll actually hook that up so that they can talk to people in the other colony. And they need a fancy decor item? Is that what it is? Is the... Just... fancy decor item. So, a fancy decor item does not include these, eh? Maybe it does. Let's find out. Let's put in one there, one in that corner, and we'll put the ceiling trim in as well. Just a nice little up top. I don't even know if I've done that in the other colony, but there we go. We'll set it up here. We'll put in some drywall too. Set in some decor, and I'd really like to get a solar panel set up today. I think they can do it. I believe in them. But we don't have any Atmo suits. So we'll be running off into space without suits on, unfortunately. So temperature... Oh, this was actually a hot one. Okay. Yikes. Oh, so that might be what happened there. There might have been some light items, because there is some ice up here. Entombed. Literally why? What went wrong so fast? It's been 2 seconds. Go save him. He's being a dumbass. Or, yeah, no, you do need to deconstruct. Literally, why are you down there? This was so avoidable. It's not even funny. Why did you do that to yourself? See, this is what we deal with here. This is what we deal with. They do whatever they want. Really and truly. And oh my goodness, that was not... I was not anticipating stupid. Sometimes stupid happens, but I was not anticipating it. It was not on my agenda today. So other thing that I need is actually them to build that out immediately. And then... Let's talk about enclosed. Sunburned radiation must be exposed to space. So, yeah, we would put this somewhere in here. Maybe like here. And it will need a bunker door above it too. So we've got 1 bunker door there. 500. Oh, we've got enough actually to put 2 bunker doors down. They should be okay. Can I put 3 down? Is that all right? Yeah, I might need to do the 3 in order to keep him alive. Let's just build it with copper for now. And we'll do it right dead center. And then, you know, automation. Let's talk automation for a second, because there is the space scanner. But the space scanner, it can be returning rockets. I'm thinking placing this here would be the wisest thing to do. Maybe. And then for... yeah, that's fine. And then for power... Let's get in here... Oh, it's so large. The solar panel is so big. This is the thing that I forget, is that the solar panel is just so large. Okay. So that can go there. And then do we have enough for another one of these? We do. Okay. Let's screw it. Let's just go to town, I guess. We will allow it to happen. The issue is, though, the regolith is so hot when it comes down here. Also, it's filtration medium... Granite, okay. Alright. So not terrible. So we do need these done, like, immediately would be what I would say. And powered and unpowered is actually okay. So if you didn't know, the bunker doors, if they're powered and they've got automation, they'll open... You know, they're slow. I think it takes, 60 seconds or something for them to open or close. But they, if they are not... powered, they will take much longer to close. So, yeah. And they need to be closed all the way in order to actually offer protection. So what we're going to end up doing here is probably leaving them closed for some time as we get some more refined materials. Because we're talking about, so looking at the automation, right? So automation wires, sorry, I'll let them actually run. I don't know why I paused it. Automation wires require lead or aluminum or iron. Steel is fine, but I don't know if it's worth... Maybe it's worth the steel. It's only 5. That way if there's anything hot, it's okay. And then you just go down and you hook it into that. Is that fine? Use a little bit more steel than I perhaps enjoy, but it is what it is. Also, here, let's put steel in here. Let's put glass in here. And let's put copper. These are the main materials that are used on this base here. And plastic. Just so we got a bit of an idea here. It's very quick. You can see we go to Cultivista, we got several more here. Data bank can actually be removed, but lumber, phosphorite, plastic, sandstone, steel, it's all here too. Okay. So I know there are quite a few things that we talked about in the comments and I talked about doing that we haven't done yet. And I think it's just because we dealt with a few more unique scenarios than we were anticipating today. And we dealt with some stuff that was really on our mind too. Checking this out as well. Let's see, you know what, let's go to Cultivista here. Let's chat about this. Do we want another one? Supplying ranching. You know what? Narcoleptic is not good, though. You know what, actually? If these ones are... Yeah, we're not doing you. Biohazard. Decreased germ resistance. That's okay. It's not great, but at that point, I might as well get you. Yeah, maybe I'll just get Ellie, because I was going to get Ari here. Because of the ranching. But falling asleep periodically is really not great. So let's do you. And again, there you go. We've got an additional dupe here. And while we don't necessarily have an additional bedroom, we will put in these extra cots. I know there's some stuff missing. It's okay. They'll get it done. They'll get it done. Let's put in those corner trims, you know? 2, 3. And still deciding whether or not we want to put in bathrooms, but we'll put in corner trims in here too. And some ceiling trims as well. I'll leave the option available and open for if I'm considering a bathroom. And I think that would mean 1, 2, 3 is okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the shower would go there. All right. Let's check Combustista here. Let's get this done and see what happens. Okay, so I was seeing that there was some idleness on Cultivista. Now, not that that's very common or very important, but what I've decided is I'm just going to give them a bunch of digging tasks, clearing out some areas, kind of going and exploring some more areas that we haven't touched yet, trying to kind of uncover more of the map, more of the space around us. There's only a few spots that we haven't really seen yet, so we're going to check those out. Now, we do have somebody suffocating now, which is less than ideal. Holy shit. Bubbles, please don't die. There you go. Okay, that was a little concerning, but thankfully Bubbles is okay. Now, it's that sort of stuff that we will need to keep an eye on sometimes. Those alerts are important. We'll try to make sure they don't die. Coming here, though, you know, they've done a pretty good job. They actually did a lot of the work here that needed to be done. I do, however, need them to put in this stuff next. So that's the next most important thing. And, you know, I think that they can do it. I think they can get it done. So I've just been letting things run for a moment. And what's happening? Why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pips in one area? This is not this isn't okay. I think probably the issue is I don't have the pips in here set up. So, oh my goodness, that is literally brutal. Devon, can we please move some of these into different lots? Like, what is going on? Some of them will starve to death, but that's okay. I don't really care about moving them here necessarily, but we do need to move some of them out because they are miserable, or I kill them off. Like, these are our two options. Either murder them or move them. Because they could be food. They could be food, but like, there is an abundance of pips and too many pips in these rooms. And I'm actually surprised that they've stayed okay in those rooms. Also, here you go. We got a little bit more movement from folks too. There's some movement down here to dig. There's movement over here to dig as well. We're gonna run across soon, I think, if they can get over here. We'll see. I will actually just cancel there just in case there's something stinky over there. And yeah, I'm hoping there's some sort of geyser or vent over on this side, since we've been a little bit disappointed, a little bit neglectful, I suppose. There is something in here, which I don't know if I realized. Let's actually try and get in here and figure out what this one is, because if it's another water one, you know what we'll do is we'll actually... You know what? If this is another water vent, polluted or whatever, I'm going to dig this all the way down and have a massive vat here. And that way it can all just pour down here. There's another one here. Listen, folks. There's some stuff we got to do today. This is it. This is what we're doing. Finally, for the first time ever, we've got some power going. And you can see it just starting up here. I'm wondering, how much are you generating presently? Current wattage is not a lot. Really not a lot, but that's okay. It's getting there. They're struggling. I'm happy that they're finally open, though. because this is what's important. Now, can this actually generate more power than what is required to support it? That is the question here. And you can see just based on how much it's... Why are you closing now? What is wrong with you? Why'd you close? You're supposed to be open. 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 Why? What happened? There we go. Okay, so we need to switch this. This is fine. That'll be alright. I just need to do a quick little switcheroo here in order to change... Well, in order to make it function properly. Oh my gosh. That kind of messed me up there a little bit. So... You're now probably receiving less light than you're supposed to. Yeah, you're only receiving light on half now, but you can successfully... Hey, you're supposed to be open. Stop that. Stop. Stop it. Oh, God. Oh, this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't know what you're doing. Okay. Jeez. So I'm assuming it's now throwing out a red signal. Is that what's happening? It is still... Yeah, it still has a red signal. I'm wondering if it'll force itself the other way. I knew there might have been something funky. I just wasn't expecting it to happen so quickly. So it takes like a full cycle or two for them to open enough to get some light in. So they finally got a little bit of light, and then they immediately closed. They were like, no, we're actually not going to be open. So you can see here how slowly it is. It's going there, and let's just see. There you go. So automation is now green. The only catch is that if we lose power, we will be kind of screwed, right? So we'll end up taking some damage, really, because if we lose power and this ends up just spewing a red signal, it will proceed to open the doors. So if that ever turns off, right, it opens the doors, dead. Now, it will continue to spew out a red signal as long as it is not detecting anything. If it detects something, it will then switch over to a green signal, which would then flip over here, and then these would then, switch over again. So, thankfully, I think this is set up in such a way that light can still get through. Never mind, I lied to you. If there was light getting through, which I wish there was, if light was getting through, it would resolve some things. It would allow a little bit of power to come through, and the power would then make these open faster, as you saw how quickly they closed while they were powered. The next thing we're going to want to do, not today, but next time around, is we're going to want to plug in some batteries here so that we can maintain some electricity through this system. We're trying, we're getting there. It's just taking some time. Quickly running back to Cultivista. They're almost done here. I just forgot to get them to dig a few of these tiles out here. And hopefully, we'll be able to see what this is. If it's something that spews out water, I'm going to be really happy. We'll probably build a whole tunnel down to the bottom here. This one is a hot, polluted oxygen vent. So, presently, not very helpful. The cool carbon dioxide liquid thing in the other one is actually alright. Okay, not good. Don't like that at all, but I'm going to leave it alone. It's best to just leave it be. Now, I could still dump water down here if I was really so inclined, but I'm not going to. Everything should be fine. I did dig into your minor volcanoes, and you are just a volcano. That's always good. That's always good. Worst case scenario, I would literally lock that in, and again, create a vacuum all the way to the top and get rid of it somehow. So, I'd figure it out at some point, maybe. But for the time being, cool steam vent, could use that, really. You know, you could throw a cool steam vent in as well if you wanted to lock up this system, pour it down, have a whole like little vat here, and really and truly you could do that, but I would need a system to cool things down a little bit better, because that would kind of eliminate some of the cold that we get from these two, and I don't really like that idea. But if the water ends up struggling a little bit, we can switch to that soon. And the cold carbon dioxide over in this place over here may be helpful at some point in time, but I'm hoping we can find maybe a water geyser somewhere. But I don't think we're gonna be so lucky. But there you go, folks. If you did enjoy this episode, do let me know down below. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and as always, thank you for stopping by. Happy you did, and I'll see you next time.